Okay, welcome to the Rugby League Outsiders prediction video. This is the only prediction video on YouTube that matters, in our opinion. My name's Craig.
And my name's Karl, and I caught Craig up last week. Pulled the points back.
I know, and it was an absolute shocker after I put this post out. I don't know if you saw it, but I was like, I put out like, it was like a press release, wasn't it? Saying, Karl's suicidal. He's on suicide watch with his family. Obviously, I'm a genius at predicting games and all this kind of stuff. And then...
and it went and bit you on the arse.
100%, it bit me on the arse.
Then you went and said Batley were going to beat Castleford.
Oh, do you know, it was just a romantic dream. And sometimes I lose, my heart gets carried away sometimes.
And you said that Leeds were going to beat Saints as well, didn't you?
That is point proven.
I learned from a previous week's mistake that wasn't going to happen again.
Yeah, no, there was some terrible mistakes there. So you've caught me up. So what is it now?
30 all now, mate, after 5 rounds. So all to play for. Here we go.
Okay, so let's get into the first game then. Castleford Tigers against Leeds. It's at Cass. What are you thinking?
Well, it's an easy one, isn't it?
It is. It seems to be pretty easy. So
yeah, look. Cass, they struggled against a Batley side at the weekend. Craig Lingard's come out firing a bit, hasn't he, this week? He's really said he's not happy with his team. Whereas previous weeks he's sort of said
played it cool.
We're building, we're still getting our systems right, but like this week he's actually publicly laid into the side a little bit and just said that performance wasn't good enough. And
sometimes players need to kick up the arse. You know what I mean? They can't just go around turning out dog shit and then expect no kind of comeback for that. So maybe we're at that stage where it's right, enough's enough, talking's done, cut the shit, let's get on with it. So anyway, I can't see them beating Leeds, so I've got Leeds to win on this game. So what about you?
Yeah, Leeds to win for me. Leeds 6th in the table. Look pretty good, Leeds do this year, but they didn't have a great game against Saints at the weekend, but this is one that I think Cass are going to target because it's that derby, and I forgot to say it's rivals round. The best fixtures of the year, in my opinion. I love the Easter period, but they're not going to lose to Castleford even at the Jungle. Okay,
so we're both going Leeds. Moving on, Friday night now. So it's Hull KR versus Hull FC.
Yeah, I mean this is this the easiest one of the week? This should be a mega game, and it's not going to be easy. Hull FC are just in all sorts of turmoil. Nothing's been going right. They've shipped 100 points in the last 2 games. They've conceded, haven't they, over 50 or more in the last 2 games. Everything's going wrong at Hull FC. Their discipline's terrible. They're giving too many penalties away, and Hull KR red hot again.
But I think the start of the season, the first game of the season was the Hull derby, wasn't it? And the atmosphere was bouncing. There was the game wasn't great, but the atmosphere was bouncing. So maybe this is the start of Hull FC kind of dragging themselves up from the depths.
Do you know what is a little bit odd? What? Not all teams have played each other, have they?
No.
But yet...
Now we're back here.
But yet some teams are now playing each other for the second time this year. That's a bit crazy, is that, as scheduling? Yeah, I can see why they've done it.
It is odd. It's a commercial thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? But, it's weird. It's just another one of those weird things that we've kind of ended up with at Super League.
It's a very rugby league thing, that is. Hull KR was red hot against Salford in the Challenge Cup. A result I just didn't expect at all.
Yeah.
To put that many points on Salford and keep a clean sheet, they've got to be ecstatic with that. And obviously they're going into this game as clear favourites. I can only see one result, and it's a big win for Hull KR.
Yeah, I agree. Hull KR, so both agree up until now. Then it's the game of the round. So it's Saints Wigan at Saints.
Saints Wigan, yeah. Is this the biggest derby in Super League?
Yeah, do you know? I would say.
I know it's been debated lots of times. It is these days, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think anyone can argue. Certainly this year.
Well, the biggest teams, aren't they, at the minute? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Saints have won, is it 4 from 5?
3 from 5, isn't it?
Is it 3 from 5? Wigan haven't lost, have they? But they've only played the 4.
No, 4 from... You're right, I think it's 4 from 5.
Yeah. Look, Wigan have been red hot all season. But they have showed signs of weakness last couple of weeks. Sheffield, 18-all, half-time in Challenge Cup. The week before, they stumbled to a victory against Salford, which was pretty much put on a plate for them. The discipline got a bit wayward the week before. Saints, to me, look the little cleaner of the two sides. So I'm backing Saints for this one at home as well.
Well, this could split us.
Are you going Wigan?
I'm going Wigan, and I tell you what, because you cannot run on like the top performance all the time. You just can't. You know what I mean? It's just you just can't do it.
True.
And I think Salford was a bit of a blip, but they will get themselves up for this game. And I think once the team gets up for this game, the team is unstoppable. Wigan's team this year is unstoppable. It's absolute class. So
until this week when they lose to Saints.
Well, maybe.
Do you know what I said weeks ago? Didn't I? said I can't see Wigan losing.
Yeah.
Maybe the Good Friday fixture against Saints.
Yeah, you did say that.
And I'm sticking with it. I think Saints have. Have played two difficult games against Leeds, and they come out on top. Lomax is playing really well again, by the way. Love to see. He just seems to get better with age. I think Saints are going to do it.
All right, so split there. You're going Saints, I'm going Wigan. On to the Saturday then, we've got Warrington Wolves versus Catalan Dragons at Warrington, 3:00. What we're saying.
And is this the second time these two have played as well?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, they played at round one, was it? I'm sure it was Warrington Catalan. They've played once already.
Yeah.
Anyway. Both won 4 of 5. I think Warrington are getting better and better. Big win at the weekend. I know it was London, but the scoring tries and looking entertaining, and they're playing free flowing rugby, and I like all that stuff. And that's usually what I like about Catalan. But I can't say that about Catalan this year.
No.
Look, they're still good, and they're consistent, and they're still winning. But I'm backing the entertaining brand of rugby, so I'm going Warrington. I'm
going Warrington as well. So first in the league versus fourth. So it's going to be an interesting game, I think. But yeah, Catalans. Talk of Sam Tompkins coming back. Did you see that?
Get out of town.
Honestly,
they're in.
Sam Tompkins has said if Catalans need help at fullback, I'm willing to put my hand up. Honestly, I saw it on Facebook. It must be true.
Yeah, but you sent me something else from Facebook this week, and I don't know where you dug that one out for. Have you got your own Williams Weekly Rumour Mill website or something? Are you just generating stories?
Well, yeah, there might be a little bit of artistic license there. Right, okay, so we're both going Warrington there. I think it'll be a close game, but I think Warrington are going to win it. Second game on Saturday is Salford versus Lee. So
what do you say about Salford? They've been doing so well, and look, they were brilliant against Wigan. I thought they were brilliant week before. Mark Sneed's it's like the key master. He's unlocking all the doors and
top of the Man of Steel charts.
Yeah, and then they get an absolute drubbing by Hull KI. Like the wheels fell off in spectacular fashion last week. And Lee are just doing all right, aren't they? They're not one of the lowest penalised sides in the Super League this year.
Yeah,
that's surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
With so much shit houses they got on that team. I'm only joking. Are Salford going to get back on it this week, or are we in for a bit of a shock?
Right, I reckon I'm going to go Salford. I think Salford are going to pull it back. I think they're going to bounce back after that bit of a shitter last week. I don't think Lee are sort of mundane, cutting it in the middle of the table and no more. So yeah, I'm back in Salford.
Yeah, I think I actually think it's going to be really close, this one. I think Lee are getting better and better. I think they're playing well. But I do think, I think Salford have the better side. And if they play well, they will win. So I'm going to say, go Salford.
Okay, both agree on that one. So on to Sunday then, 3:00, we've got London Broncos against Huddersfield Giants.
Yeah, so if there ever a week where you think London may pick up a win, you got to say if that inconsistent Huddersfield team rocks up, they've got every chance. But then the other Huddersfield side might turn up. The Jekyll and Hyde, aren't they, Huddersfield this year? It's still going to be a difficult task for London. I'd like to see them get an upset this week, but I don't think they will. I think Huddersfield will be too strong.
Yeah, no, I agree. We don't have to labour this point too long. You know what I mean? I think it'll be a Huddersfield win. I think London will show some little bits of spice. You know what I mean? They have a little bit of flair. I think he's going to score again, I'm pretty sure. But Huddersfield are going to win.
The defence isn't good enough, is it, at the minute?
Defence isn't good enough. I don't think they're fit enough. If I'm right, I think they're getting fitter as the season goes on, but they're not quite there just yet. That step up this year has been, it was rapid. It came about quickly, and there is a huge difference. So they're just not competing fitness-wise, I think, for me. And that obviously leads then on to decision-making. You know what I mean? Interestingly, they're pretty low on the old penalty count, aren't they, London?
Yeah, I mean, they do quite a lot of things well. They're just, in all honesty, just don't have the quality that the other Super League teams have to them.
Yeah, but I'm going Leeds, both going Hull KR. I'm going Wigan, you're going Saints.
Yeah, I think we've only split on one, mate, and it's the Wigan Saints derby this week.
Right, okay, so hopefully a really interesting round.
I'm just going to end on something, actually, Craig, because we got a lot of comments last week. I don't know how I mentioned it, but I randomly threw in about chip spice in Hull.
Yeah.
And then I got like quite a few comments saying, it's
more of a takeaway thing.
Yeah, and somebody else chipped in. And so anyway, I thought we throw a question out to the fans this week.
Yeah. Fans? You mean fucking viewers?
Whatever.
Right.
Listeners, viewers, subscribers.
Yeah.
What is the best food at a Super League ground? I'd like to know. See what people come back with.
Well, that assumes that people have been to every ground, doesn't it?
Well, there's a lot of people. Okay, well.
No, so, yeah. What is the best food you've ever had at a rugby league game?
Yes.
And where was it?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, that will end on that this week.
Let me throw mine in the hat. We had a fucking huge panini.
Oh, yeah.
At London Broncos.
Yeah,
It was like a freaking tree trunk the size of the thing. It was massive.
Argentinian, that was.
Was it?
Yeah, they had a lot of different food vendors around the outside of the metal wall.
the prison wall.
If you've been to London, you'll know what I'm on about.
Wimbledon FC. It was good though.
Batley is meant to have really good food.
Right, we've got to go.
Yeah, I've been told Batley's have like homemade cottage pie and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, Batley's meant to be very good, but they're not Super League. So obviously you better get pie from Wigan. Leeds have got the most expensive chips in the world. How much did them chicken and chips cost that you bought at Leeds?
Yeah, they're about £6 million or something.
It was like a tenner each, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
easy, wasn't it? Oh, 12 quid.
Yeah, and
chicken and chips. It was 12 quid.
Something
I'm
like
sure
that,
it was.
Yeah.
I'm glad you went to fucking bar on that round anyway. So yeah, chuck it in the comments. What's the best food at a Super League ground
you've ever had, and where was it? Okay, so until next week, take care.